Yes, I knew that when we conceded that try in the last minute at Hull, it was a massive moment, not just to lose that game, but I knew that with the games we had coming up, and I knew that we didn't have much cavalry coming back, I knew that not getting the monkey off our back early was going to be detrimental into building confidence. And that's exactly what it's proven, hasn't it? So to get that done today, it's huge, mate. I won't give you the cliches like it's just another game. It's a massive, massive win for everyone at the club.
There was resilience, a will to defend. What was the reason why it was different today for you?
I think there's always been effort. I think everybody said after every game that London have played, they try hard, like they're working really hard, and so that's not changed. I think you look at Ethan Natoli out there, like he's phenomenal. Like we've got a message he might have pulled his calf. The tackle he makes in the last minute of the game, like we've already won the game. It's just he epitomises that side of us. I thought that was a real Broncos performance today. I thought we moved the ball, we did what we had to do. There's more. You can have as much grit and resilience as you can, but if you're getting undone on one specific play and you're behind your sticks, it's tough. It's tough. That's not grit and resilience. That's like someone's made a wrong read on a play, or we've not got enough heat underneath the ball on a shape, and that's what happened last week. The amount of tries we conceded on play 4, play 5, wasn't it? We were good, for plays 1 to 4, 1 to 5, and then we get undone off one silly error. So it's never been an effort thing or an intensity thing at all.
Losing Will Lovell, so for the whole second half, I mean that's a massive blow.
Yeah, we had to dig in. So the problem here, I have the best view. It's unbelievable the view, but you missed like the kick-off pretty much. You've got to get up. You wish the lads luck, and you've got to sprint up. And I'm running up there thinking we've done well there because we've got 5 subs up our sleeve, and with Hugo Thiessen's not played great minutes, I anticipated probably having to change all the middle players. But if we could get one of them through, we would. And Hugo got through, so we went in and we felt that we took a lot out of their tank the way we moved them. Although we didn't have great territory, did we? We felt we took a lot out of them and that we could be a bit more direct in the second half around their big fellas. And then with the subs in place that we had, but then losing Will, 5 seconds in, it's you're back down to 4 subs with 40 minutes to go. So that was massive. His leadership obviously is huge for us. But Sadiq had a buy, jumped in there. He was brilliant, I thought, in that right back row. And the lads needed that a little bit more resolve, didn't they, to do it without the captain and to do it with a sub down.
Did you think maybe the opportunity might be getting away from you when you lost it?
No, not at all. It was a few seconds into the half, wasn't it? So, no, not at all. Not at all. Every confidence in them. I think the only trepidation I had about the entire second half was the way we'd mapped the game out, where we felt it would go if we could move them in the heat. They're big fellas. We didn't think we didn't really fancy a firefight in the middle of the field with our bigger players. We thought we had to move them around a little bit, and we could be more direct and go after them a little bit more in the second half. And we just thought we were right on cue. We thought that even if we went in at 12-all at half-time or even 12-6 down, we thought we've done the first part of the game plan. So then to get there in the second half, I had every confidence we could bring it home. It was just going to be a little bit tough, wasn't it, without Will?
You talked about a monkey off your back. Was there a particular low point during when that monkey was on your back? Like just keeping everyone's confidence up. Was there a
Yeah, Hull KR away. We call it Dark Friday. That was horrible because you had a week off, and the best thing this year is the type of club we are is we just think we've just got beat, but we've got whoever away next week. We've got Wigan away. We've got St Helens away. We've got Castlewood away. We've got a chance here. We can go again and we can fix up, and we've got a chance, to stand up again. But when you got a week off and you get beat the way we did in the first half of Hull KR, that was a tough 7 days. That was certainly the lowest period.
Mike, obviously before the season started, some people were questioning will London, they might go through the season without even winning a game. So the fact you've done this today, do you feel like you've proved a lot of doubters wrong? Does that give you satisfaction?
No, not really. Listen, if you look at, I said it, when did I say it? Like round 1 or 2. If you look at us as names on a piece of paper, you look at what the bookies will tell you, we're never going to win a game. So that's fair. I don't think that's unfair at all. I don't think we've proved everyone wrong. We've took an absolute hiding in some games, haven't we? And we're still massively low on Super League appearances. But the biggest thing for us is I'm bothered what everyone thinks. I'm really not bothered what everyone thinks, with all due respect, because no one really knows what we're actually going through and what we've been through since we got promoted, and no one really knows that. So I'm not bothered about that. I'm just bothered about us putting our best foot forward. And what's been really hard, I had a good conversation with the owner a couple of weeks ago, and what we're really gutted about is things happen the way it did in terms of the decisions with the IMG and then the way we have to then approach it in terms of spend or whatever. But then at least we can put our best foot forward with all our players. And we've not been able to do that. It's been like a new team, where it's this team is more familiar to the team you probably saw at the back end of last year. I know we're a couple of key personnel away still, but with the players we've got out now, we feel like we can compete. There'll be more dark, tough days ahead, but there'll be some good days ahead too, because ultimately we're still a team of players that haven't played Super League before, learning to be Super League players alongside players who are learning to be Super League players alongside players who are learning to be Super League players.
From where you've come from, and to see the celebration at the end, to experience a Super League win, what does that mean to you personally?
Oh, it's everything. It is everything. Like I don't just want to sit there and say it's just another win. That's massive, massive, because everyone's working so hard, mate. Like everyone's working so hard, but you're underpowered. You've got a lot of injuries, and you know, to try and keep picking the boys up, and they do get picked up and they do respond, but you need results at the end of the day to support that process. So it's massive, mate, for everybody.
You know, you just said no one knows what we've been through since we've been promoted. It's the first Super League win in 4.5 years, I think. Like, can you have a go at describing what you've been through since you've been promoted?
Just disappointment, because let's get it right. What London Broncos did last year was one of the things that's been thrown at them for a long time in terms of, do they produce their own players? And, you know, what is the makeup of the London Broncos team? We got promoted last year without a single Northern player in it, which isn't the design. It's not necessarily like did that on purpose, but we did it the right way, I felt. With 70% homegrown players and a sprinkling of overseas players. And then you get promoted and you have a plan to build, and that gets taken away before you even go on your holidays, before you get time to decompress and go again. That's tough, and there's no one in this room, there's no one in the games ever, no one in any sport has ever experienced that. The emotions you're feeling and the strategy you're trying to put together is brand new for everybody. So that's what I mean by no one knows what we're going through. No one's had to do this. Everyone sits at home and thinks, well, why don't London do this? Or there's no point in London doing this. But and they're all fair comments, but you've got I don't know. I just think it's a great opportunity for the game, isn't it? That today is what London should bring, and we need to keep building our fan base. But there's a reason we're creating on today in a fantastic stadium, getting results against established Super League clubs, it's difficult to accept that in October you're essentially facing relegation already.
All 6 tries today came from backs. 5 of them developed through London, which is
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. And the problem has been, as it was the last time we were in Super League, the forwards, however big they may be by London standards and by Championship standards, they're not big by Super League standards, and that's where games are lost, aren't they?
They are. If you look at, you know, most of you got your Bevan Frenches and stuff, and that, but as a general rule, your bigger players are your better players are either your more physical players or your bigger players aren't. It's rugby league. It's a contact sport. So, but I think what you saw today is, and I've said it all along, in terms of our physicality, Ethan Natoli was always going to bring us a lot of energy, not necessarily the punch and power that side of it, but he was always going to bring us a lot of physicality in terms of the way he plays the game and how aggressive a defender he is. Lewis Bierneck was always going to punch holes in teams, promote the ball. Sadiq Adebayo was always going to stand on his feet and give us quicker play the balls with offset markers. You saw those things today, and we've been desperately missing that. Bill Leyland's another physical attribute with his speed and power out of 9 that we're not going to see. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I said it did enough, particularly the first 4 is just the fit. We just couldn't cope with the physicality. We've adjusted a little bit, and I thought today that we still didn't fancy a firefight with them through the middle. We know where we're learning where we're better and where how we need to play probably.
Maybe the comments earlier would appear that you don't like the whole grading at all. You think it's bad, or is it just bad for you and it's a tough thing to go through if you're in your position, or do you not like it as a whole? You know what I mean?
Well, there always had to be a break-off period where you say, right, that's it. This is how it is, and you've all got to accept it.
Yeah.
But then to do it straight after you get promoted, and then to say, well, you agreed to the terms.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't. We didn't know exactly how this was going to unfold.
Yeah.
We didn't think, and the biggest gripe that we always had, and we need to be clear on this, and that I thought the club were very classy the way that we approached the news, because we needed time to digest it and understand it. And when you're trying to build a team for Super League, and you start coming out with a lot of negative press, and you look like a whinging club and a classless club, that makes it even harder for you to recruit. And we was always up against it anyway. So we had to take our time, take stock, not whinge, not moan, get on with it. That's still what we're doing, but we've always been very hurt by it and very probably bemused by it. And I just think that if the game want London in the competition, the game needs to decide what they do and the strategy around that, because we don't meet the criteria. They've put the criteria in place over 3 years, which are the worst 3 years of the club. And it's just tough, because then it puts us on a par with clubs who've never been in the top flight, who've never been in Super League. They've got owners that aren't investing what our owners invest in, who haven't got facilities like this. We don't fit the mould. It's as simple as that. For the gradings.
Yeah. And is there anything like at a personal level, like today, before the game with the players, or something might have been said at half time? I know there was an incident in the first half with that Herman SESA, and they put on a report, there was an exchange. Was there anything that was said at half time or before the match that really sticks in your mind as it really worked in your favour today and made you confident you were going to get the result? Anything the players said to you?
No, not really. No, honestly, no. No, we, as much as we believe, like the staff, we really believe in them, like, myself, Jordy and Shez, we really believe in the players, but until they do it, until they get over the line, my only trepidation in that second half is that we're going to tighten up and think, well, we're going to win the game here, and stop playing the way that we're playing. But I just thought we carried on to move the ball, and we didn't stiffen up, and they showed real resilience, real character.
And Ollie punched in the air before he puts the ball down. Does he get dropped for that? Or?
No, but I said, next time when you kick goals, mate, get back quicker. He came to me straight away and told me about that stuff, and I said, no, mate, don't worry about that. You just make sure you get back for the kick-off. No, listen, it's a great day. I'm absolutely made up.
Do you think he runs into too many tackles?
I think at times, he likes to feel the contact rather than running through spaces at times. Because I wouldn't want to try and tackle him as a tired middle, and you think you run into him there, just run at spaces, not faces. Yeah. Mate, we're telling him.
As quick as you.
Yeah, we're telling him, mate. There's tired bodies there who are 6'3", 120 kilos. Dodge, duck, dip. What's it off dodgeball now? All the D's. Do something. Yeah. No, he was brilliant. Ollie's been good, hasn't he? He's done some great stuff for us recently. So he did last week when we got beat. He did today when we won.
It was Jared's best game too. For the
Bassett was unbelievable. What about that?
Yeah.
What about that? How good's that?
Seems like a proper togetherness in the group.
Yeah, there always has been. Lads are great. Everybody gets along. This is important. It's important that people do get on.